Alright. So, I was reading that a lot of people are having trouble with the... There we go. I was reading that a lot of people are having trouble with the first boss in Armored Core. So, thought I would have a little bit of like a tutorial on how to beat the first boss. Especially if you haven't gotten farther in the game. There aren't a lot of places to kind of learn a lot of fundamentals and stuff like that. And this boss, the boss at the end of the first level, is kind of like a damage check.
Main system activating combat
in terms
mode.
of just have you learned enough about the game in order to continue. So there's a whole bunch. There's obviously like the tutorials in terms of what's on the left side of the screen. I am not currently playing on that. There we go. So I'm playing on a PlayStation controller. I'm not sure exactly what the button presses are for everything with keyboard and mouse, but you can't change your mech for the first mission, so this is kind of what you get. On your right shoulder you have a rocket launcher. Right shoulder, or no, not right shoulder, right hand you have a rifle, and you have a blade on your left hand. Obviously joystick for movement, right stick for looking around, but we're not here for that stuff. Boost movement is huge. It's where you get all your real movement from. So that's just hitting the circle button. It's also worth noting, boost on to the right of my health bar? No. Stagger bar. To the right of my stagger bar. Anyways, so get all your movement done. And it's worth knowing that if you jump from like a standard, you will get a lot more out of hitting the boost button. Probably before you even jump, but even if you're just like in the air and you're just kind of hovering and falling, you get a lot more forward momentum, a lot more like staying in the air with your boost on. So always make sure your boost is on when you're moving around. There's also quick boost. This is for dodging. That's the boost part, that's right. And then it's worth noting that your boost while in the air is basically the same while you're on the ground, unless you're using like the inverted joint legs. L3 gets you into like your travel mode, and then your triggers, your shoulder button are all for your weapons. X is for just the upward. Anyways,
clear out those guard mechs. Perfect chance to test your AC.
don't have to clear out guard mechs. I'm locking on with the by pushing down the right stick on the controller.
Your AC's taking damage. Patch it up. See the contaminated city down there? That's where you're landing. Access the catapult.
So the first boss, for all of its reputation, is not actually that hard. As long as you learn its couple of attacks and you're aware of a couple of mechanics inside of the game,
Unknown.
They are not
Picking up signals
important.
from AC Rex. Follow the markers.
I'll usually give a jump before my big boost, just to get a little bit of extra height.
There! That's the AT from the report!
Find out who they're working for.
Extract the pilot data. I'll analyze it from my end.
Slow.
This one's already expired. Keep looking. What?
I can still make some small mistakes while fighting the boss,
Get
but
out of there! You can handle them!
It's the PCA's
cleared them on S
planetside
rank.
force.
I think I did that on my
Keep a
first
low
attempt
profile.
at
We
like
don't
S
want them
rank
breathing
missions.
down our necks.
Yeah, maybe
Analyzing.
a couple of tries. I can't remember. Anyways,
Corp license. Easily traced. Forget it.
the end boss for the first mission has, well, 3 attacks. The first is like a machine gun. That's going to hit you for the most part, unless you get some very specific movement down.
Wait,
It's really hard to dodge
Destroy
all
it!
of it.
We're outnumbered 6-1. Use your missiles. Let's see about this license. It's still valid, but the pilot's rank is no good. We can't use this. I've picked up one more wreck, 621. Transmitting marker. Go and check it out. You can use that vertical catapult to get some altitude.
And that'll bring us
That's
to
it. Try accessing the wreck.
the boss. I had a lot of trouble with him when I first started out, but actually, what kind is this? He's got a pile driver. Got an extra weapon. I'm not sure. That looks like my rifle. I'm not sure what that is. That looks like one of the machine pistols. Boss shows
Registration
up.
number RB23. Rank fits the bill. Call sign. What?
Lock on.
Looks like they were on to you after all.
It's important to be able to get your melees in.
The PCA. But it doesn't matter. Take it out now, they won't have
I
enough
don't
to
think I stopped
ID you.
talking, or I finished talking about attacks. So you have the machine guns.
2 repair kits remaining.
There are homing missiles, and then when you see the
Use your
red
mobility
squares
in
at the
the air to
bottom,
get clear of explosions on the
that's
ground.
like a dummy missile. Those explosions are big, and their staggers huge. For the homing missiles, a lot of them will they shoot in like a wide arc, and then they come in on you. I'm just dodging stuff just to show how you can dodge things. And it's important to get like your forward-back movement in while they're trying to pincer you. The dummy missiles, as long as you pay attention to their like movement arc, you can easily dodge them, and you have your quick boosts if they give you any real trouble. You can see I'm dodging those like pincering missiles pretty easily.
AP at 30%.
Probably shouldn't die to the boss while I'm charging the torpedo. Yeah, mostly, as long as you're active about using your
No.
weapons, you aren't trying to get too far away from them, you really can nuke this boss down pretty fast.
We got what we came for. Tie up the loose end, 621.
AP at 50%. AP at 30%.
I'm being a little cheeky even. Bam. And if I wasn't kind of showing dodging maneuvers and stuff like that, I would have lost.
Confirmed. Heavy
Maybe
combat
half a
helicopter is
health bar.
down. That's all for our
Maybe
work
one
here
health
today,
bar. I'm not sure.
61.
But
Here's the call sign from that
a
license.
lot of it
we
is
picked
just
up.
learning movement.
Raven.
Learning like the timings on quick boosts, learning how to properly manage your energy while you're in the air. Especially for controllers, I think claw grip is probably it's extremely important to be able to jump and do everything that you want at the same time. Sometimes. D rank because I was doing some explaining, but. Yeah, it's really not that hard. Once you get a lot of like the basics of the game down, I would say that the biggest things that you have to learn as like a new player in order to take on this boss is your quick boost timing, paying attention to projectiles. Which aren't all telegraphed super easily or well, and really leaning on the value of the sword. Once you're close in, those homing missiles aren't doing a lot for the boss anymore, and as long as you aren't like right on top of the dummy missiles, the boss won't be able to do too much. Just don't get hit by a lot of that. If you're finding that the boss leaves the area a lot, the other thing is you can unlock and just like jet away in order to draw the boss back into the fighting area that you can be in order to get back on swinging your sword and getting that damage out. Real quick, real easy kind of showing of just like how the boss kind of works, and a lot of the things that just need to be able to shoot while moving. You need to be able to watch how Armored Core is a little bit like a bullet hell in terms of you have to be able to watch like all the projectiles coming in and move accordingly. I mean, it's a From Software game. It's just what you should expect. Yeah, I stream Armored Core and all sorts of other games on my channel, and I hope to see you in chat someday.